welcome today, and you are all chosen to be here today because most of you have done great job in our life, and also I know lot of you has eaten our food and definitely ambassadors to us or in here as well as everywhere. Today is mainly the celebration of the delivery of this cookbook written by my wife. Spent lot of time. She has spent last 4 years doing this one, and she is a very hardworking and multi-talented, excellent cook. Not only in cooking, she is also very good in photography, as well as editing, as well as the plating the cooked food in a such a way you can see really the how she presented those cooked food in her book. It is difficult to plate Indian cookbook and take the photos, but she's done an excellent job in doing so and preparing this book in a such a way, and I'm really proud of her. She worked her normal job Monday to Friday, and Friday is her cookbook writing day. And myself and my son, we used to wait to come home and wait for the tasting of the food. We tasted her every single food several times. She is a perfectionist, and without perfect taste, she will not put that book or she will not write that recipe. So what you can see in that book is, if you try exactly the same, you get the taste what we have experienced. And I'm really thankful for my wife spending 4 years of her time in cooking and preparing that food for us and making it today to be the launch of the cookbook Deliciously Indian. And I hereby say congratulations to my wife for the successful delivery of this excellent cookbook and my Mangalorean and Indian recipes. I can say that my wife, the author, is so hardworking, and she had a dream to write this cookbook because she has in her gene her cookbook, her grandfather's cookbook. This chef is used everywhere in India, and it is the most of the weddings, it is the first gift given to the bride. And she kept this tradition going, and today she was able to launch this book. And I can say the way she had a dream and she delivered, I can say this quote: a bird sits on a branch without the fear of the branch breaking, because she knows she has wings. That is my wife, author's dream. She had the challenge, and she knew that she had the skills, she had the support to deliver this cookbook in 4 years' time. And that is the day today. Let us celebrate, and I once again thank you everyone present today to celebrate this.
God will make a way.
daughter the delicious Indian cookbook. My wife, Catherine Lavina Mendonça.
Thanks to my husband for his beautiful introduction and to a very meaningful quotation, which I'll hold close and remember it whenever I have any kind of doubt. First and foremost, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for joining me to celebrate the completion of a key milestone in my life, the launch of Indian Cookbook. I value your support and I'm very touched that so many of you are present here today. Yeah, I know, I can hardly believe it. I feel overwhelmed, happy, and in fact euphoric, a little bit nervous, and at the same time, truly excited that after 4 years of hard work, I'd like to keep it modest, 208 Fridays. Today, I'm officially publishing my beautiful cookbook, Deliciously Indian. As many authors would say, it's a gestation only a book can withstand. You really don't write a book alone, and self-publishing my book has been an overwhelmingly positive experience. I could not have done it without the people who supported me emotionally, intellectually, and physically. I'd like to thank my husband for believing in me to achieve my dream and for being my support person while I was journeying with this book over the last 4 years. I'd like to thank him for his love, his creative flair, his practical ideas, and patience throughout writing this book. I'd like to thank Neil for teaching me food photography, for teaching me to be original every step of the way, for his brilliant, timely, and extremely creative IT support. It does not stop here. I would also like to applaud Neil, the in-house editor-in-chief, for his excellent editorial on Deliciously Indian, and I have no hesitation to give him full marks. Can I please invite Neil and Ivan to accept the first copy of my signed cookbook?
Thank you.
I'd like to take this opportunity to honor my sister Louisa for bringing me to Australia and for giving me a great start in life. Thank you so much for your love and all that you have done for me. Can I please invite Louisa to accept a copy of my signed book? family and friends, neighbors, fellow travelers on the 293 and 297 bus route. Today is a big day in my world, or as Trump would say, huge. It's just a dream for me to share this evening with all of you. 4 years ago, I signaled my commitment to Ivan and to some of you who are present here today that I'd like to work on a dream that I've had since my childhood days and to make it a reality, as I believe that I'm more creative and imaginative on paper than vocally. That dream was to convert all my childhood manuscript recipes into a cookbook and share them with family and friends. That signaling was preceded by an enormous amount of push and encouragement from Neil for putting my recipes in writing. With tremendous support from my 2 boys, I set out on a journey on the Friday of every single week, taking along with me my vision, imagination, determination, culinary knowledge, and courage as constant companions. The other most important companion was my prince, my pet, and my silent support at all times. Thank you, Prince, for your calm and encouraging gazes, even on my worst days. Thank you for putting up with me while I was bashing away the utensils in the kitchen, sometimes splattering curries on your beautiful long ears, sometimes in tears, sometimes swearing, and most times drifting into another world during recipe writing. It gives me immense pleasure to take a couple of minutes to talk about the other person who embraced my idea of writing deliciously Indian since the time I announced back in 2015. She's none other than an amazing friend who is not just any friend, but someone so special. And she's the person who created the stunning designs for my entire cookbook, Deliciously Indian. Here is an example of a couple of pages of artwork that she has designed, and the rest of you will be able to see with your own eyes when you purchase the book. That's the front cover which she has designed, and you can see the back cover. It's absolutely beautiful when you hold it in your hands. I'm deeply grateful to have such a great friend in my life. We met when our kids were in play school in Eastwood, and subsequently at St. Anthony's School, Marsfield, where our kids attended the same primary school. Monica, thank you for your professionalism and your marvelous concepts of design for each page of the cookbook. You have the sharpest eye in town and never hesitate to point out where my photographs have gone a bit, well, crap. Which there were many. I appreciate every interaction, seemingly endless links to various useful websites, your lightning fast research skills, all the photo reviews, both criticism and encouragement. I'm indebted to you for creating stunning artwork at a level of creativity beyond what I've ever seen in any cookbooks before, for creating a cookbook that reflects me and complements my cooking style, and for literally making my dream come true. Family and friends, give it up for Monica Kobus the designer of Deliciously Indian Cookbook. Moving on, a little bit about my dream book itself. Deliciously Indian is a 233-page full-color cookbook that features a mix of must-have traditional Mangalorean and some recipes from other regions of India. It's a book that's designed to bring the taste of traditional Mangalorean food to your tables. And it's a book that will make your heart sing with memories of dishes that your mothers would have prepared for you when you're growing up. And to some lucky people, even as of today. Many of these recipes have been passed on to me by my mother and grandmother, and some I have learned to cook along the way as an adult. As we gear up to celebrate the launch of Deliciously Indian, it's time to reflect upon my journey of writing this book. I promise you, although the journey has been long, the reflections will be short and sweet. Stage 1. The idea. This is the stage where an idea to write the book was born. This is where I came up with what dividers I was going to have in my book. Monica came up with colors for the book, a design for the front, back, spine and inside pages. It's that intricate. You will see that my wedding sari and dharmasaro is featured on the front cover of my book. Some of you who are present here today have seen me with this sari on my wedding day in 1988, just a couple of years ago. Marcel, Rena, Nelson and Priscilla, Hugh and Aisha Duncan, and Gladys Roach. A beautiful umbrella that we bought during our travels to Jaipur is also featured throughout the various dividers of this book, and more specifically as watermarks on the front and back material of the book. That umbrella is placed actually behind you along with the two saris that I wore for my wedding. It's on the table just at the entry. Thanks to Monica for coming up with that brilliant idea of using the umbrella as a watermark in some pages of the book. I would like to take this opportunity to honor Gladys Roach with a copy of my signed book. Can I please invite Gladys Roach to come and accept a copy of my signed book? Thank you, Gladys. Stage 2 is the writing stage. Here I was conceptualizing the recipes. What recipes have to be written under each divider and committing them to paper or at least the computer screen. It's a stage where I looked high and low for inspiration to write my recipes, and that literally means going to bookshops, libraries, YouTube, online blogs, and all the op shops in the area and outside the area, and news agencies, looking for magazines, books, and anything that I could put my hands on. That had sexy food photos. Here I learned that writing a book requires new inspiration at every stage of writing. Otherwise, it simply does not happen. During this stage, I was not only writing recipes that are family favorites, but each recipe was tried and tested several times and tasted by family, friends, and some neighbors. I remember this to be a rather chaotic stage. Many celebrity chefs and authors hire food stylists and photographers. But to keep it financially viable, I chose to style my cooked dishes and photograph them myself. For me, this stage involved creating sets for my photo shoots, styling the cooked food, and taking exceptional photos so Monica could be happy with them. I wanted the photos to look exactly the way the cooked food should look. I wanted my book to be the most beautiful cookbook that I've ever held. I enjoyed this stage the most as the results were instant and the photos satisfying, except for the crap ones. Mind you, some of the photos I've taken were taken in the middle of our lunch or dinner, so I can guarantee the food looks exactly the way I intended it to look. Thanks to my Sony camera, I could not have done without it. It's a beautiful power-shot camera. Now I have rewarded myself with a Canon DSLR camera. And some of the photos on my website were taken with the DSLR camera. Thanks to the IT. Stage 3, the designing stage. This is where Monica would work on my photos and my manuscripts with a lot of patience. This is the stage during which Monica will match the photos with the recipes to create the artwork and design the page. During this stage, we shared folders on cloud to enable us to complete this stage. This was done as and when the recipes were created, so each page was done pretty much on the same Friday or the weekend following the creation of that particular recipe. We only had meetings when we had to discuss certain specifics of the book, but otherwise, cloud it was. Thanks to Neil for creating this vital cloud. Hail this vital cloud. Stage 4, the final edit stage, which is done just before the recipe book is sent for printing. This involved 2 main stages, proofreading stage and editing stage. For the record, the book was proofread in India by Shanti D'Souza, Ivan's dear cousin. By the time I came to this stage of my book, I was already feeling amazed that the book was finished. Oh, little did I know that this stage was more complex in reality than what I had envisaged. This stage involved the editing of the recipes, creating in stage 2. This involved line-by-line editing of the recipes, concentrating on style, punctuation, spelling, grammar, flow, sequencing, clarity, consistency, content errors, and making sure that all the recipes are attractively presented. And for me, making sure I've not repeated the same recipe in another place within the book. This is also the stage where all the edits had to be transferred to the soft copy of the book. And yet again, Monica stepped in with this laborious task. Thank you, Monica. We both had googly eyes by the end of this stage. Stages 1 and 2 are widely understood. The editing stage, however, which is so vital to the success of the final book, is in many ways either misunderstood or underused. It's much more than simple proofreading or error checking. Generally, it should take at least as long as the actual writing. It's really that important. This stage took significant time to fine-tune, and this is where my son stepped in to edit the entire book. According to Monica, the book was edited flawlessly, and I'm so grateful for Neil for his great editorial. Thank you, Neil. moving on, what does my book have to offer? Lots in fact. My cookbook is divided into starters, snacks and soups, followed by protein meals, the vegetarian section, rice and breads, salads, chutneys and pickles. Pickles are my favorite, by the way. I could eat them at every lunchtime or dinner time. They just sit on the side. And also there's a section for a few regularly used spice powders. Included are recipes I especially liked as a child and I still like. As your fingers do the walking through the dividers of my book, you'll find recipes which are familiar to you and some that are not. The book takes you on an exciting journey of traditional Mangalorean recipes and some that go beyond the traditional Mangalorean fare. You can cook this food in basic or in modern kitchens. To put it simply, there is something for everyone. By sharing this deeply personal and private component of my life, it's my dream that you will form a connection with me. I dream that this book will represent Mangalorean cooking in a way that it should be eaten. I dream that the secrets of the legendary Mangalorean food will be passed on to the younger generation, and that the younger generation will use this book and pass on to their generation. I dream that this book will possess all those recipes that you would want to cook over and over and over and over. I dream that every family will hold a place for this book on their shelf and on their kitchen bench with lots of splatter marks. And lastly, I dream that every family will cherish this book as much as I do. It's with great excitement I would also like to announce the launch of my newly designed website that is just a click away. My goal was to create a user-friendly, easy-to-navigate website on your home PC, laptop, or on your mobile. And I hope you enjoy the special browsing experience. To learn more, head to www.deliciouslyindian.net or www.deliciouslyindian.com.au. The website has a tab with information about various spices, a tab for some useful information on cooking techniques, a tab for news and publications which have happened in the last couple of weeks, and also a tab for purchasing the book directly through my website. If you'd like to send me your feedback about your experience with my website, please send an email through the contact tab. Don't forget to watch out for the new recipes and videos yet to come on my website. Dear family and friends, give it up for the designer of my website, Neil Mendonça. The book is on sale as soon as Ivan concludes with a note of thanks. Today is a fantastic opportunity to grab a signed copy of the book, as I have limited copies available for purchase only today. The book costs $40, pay by cash or card. Visit Neil at the table next to me for a copy of the book. Deliciously Indian is also available on Amazon. If any of your family or friends wish to buy a copy of the book online, can I please request them to leave a review on Amazon and share my website with their family and friends. I will be signing the book for those of you who are interested in getting the book signed today. Well, to wrap up, I'd like to conclude the way I began. Thank you all for coming to this celebration and enjoy the cooking experience from Deliciously Indian.
I am taking this opportunity to raise the toast to the successful delivery of the Indian cookbook, deliciously Indian.
There's a hill